Alright, so I haven't been recording, and I'm gonna record a little video. I don't think my explanation of where I've been is gonna come up first. I have to process that. It is 3:46, July 7th. I'm gonna give myself 4 days. I have 4 days to send out a box with all of my plushies in it. So I'm doing a market. I'm not doing the market, but somebody else is doing the market. But I'm sending plushies for a market. And if anybody knows, I am a hobby crocheter. I do not market prep. And so I am trying out this whole market prep thing. And I am house sitting, so my environment will change throughout this video. You've seen this house before. I'm watching my sister's dog. I'll post a little picture right here. But I am working on some market prep patterns, just a little bit of stuff. I make stuff smaller because of my tension, and mostly because of my tension and because of the things that I make are smaller, it's going to be harder to price mine in range with people unless I work in like Sweet Snuggles Light or something else. So I am going to go over the things that I made for this, but I kind of want to do a little intro. Hi, my name is Mariah. This is a story for me. It is documenting my life. There will be some exciting videos coming because what I've been working on has been delivered. So that'll be in a different video. I don't know when these are going to come out, but figured I'd record this bit because I need to send out the box for this market. And then I'm going to tag all the creators that are going to be at this market. I'm going to list their Instagrams and their YouTubes. Kat and Michelle have a YouTube, and Alyssa have a YouTube. And they're great people. You want to watch them. All of their stuff will be linked. And then I'll probably show at least their usernames here. And then you can go follow them. All of that stuff. Anyway, I am sending stuff. And I've been working on just small projects while I'm up here. But right now, I think I'm going to work on a capybara and a bear sprout. The bear sprout is from the Squishy Witch on her Patreon, and they're really tiny and really cute. So I'm thinking of making a couple of those for keychains because I only have this left of one of my skeins, and I'm not near my stash, but I have plenty of browns. I have a sad beige wall. So I'm going to use, I think, this chocolate brown to make a little bear keychain with a little sprout on its head, and this as the accent. And then whatever I have left of this one, I'm going to use to make a capybara, and then just kind of like small keychain makes. I don't know which ones I want to make. I think I'm going to stop crocheting for this on Wednesday. Like Wednesday will be my last day of making things. And then Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to tag all of my items, making sure I have it all. I made myself a little logo. I'm going to cut them all out and then put them on the Cricut. And then I'll also be cutting other things on the Cricut and going into an explanation of the next endeavor. I might put a little preview in this video. So we'll work on that. But I just wanted to start the video off talking a little bit about me, what I'm doing, and then I'm going to make a couple market makes, and then at the end, probably tomorrow morning before I leave, I'll show you what I made while I'm here, and then what my little list is to do that. I've written a couple patterns, so I'll probably show those patterns as I'm like labeling things. I will put a disclaimer that not every pattern you can find. Some of them are just things that I freehanded and then wrote down the pattern for. I'm going to send those out, and yeah, we'll see how everything goes. I'm excited. This will be my first market ever, which would seem difficult, but I started crocheting in November of 2023, and I haven't sold a plushie in that whole time. So I have a lot of plushies, a lot of which I'm keeping, but a lot of which I'm selling. So me selling them is just kind of like making room for me to make more plushies and do more pattern tests and do other things. So that is gonna be clearing up some space, and then I might add a couple panthers in there. I'm debating on like where I'm pricing them at because they're kind of small. They're fairly quick to work up, but I have been working them up and like taking pictures and like writing the whole pattern, so that's gonna be a little bit different. But I am going to stop yapping, and then I am going to just update you with the things I make over the next couple days. Okay, so I lost the yarn chicken, but the vision is there. So I need to embroider the nose here, and then embroider a little bit for the eyes. He has a little sprout on his head, very cute. And then he has 4 feet and a little tail. And then this is my own stitch marker I designed. It's a cactus bear. It's one of the first ones, so it's not as cute as some of the other ones I've made, but I love it because I made it. Anyway, this is one of the market makes that I made, and I don't think I'll have enough for a capybara. I'll look at what yarns I have, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, it's a little grainy because it's getting dark in here, but I found a little scrap piece. I'm going to need to sew it in and do some embroidery. So I need to give it a nose. I need to embroider for the eyes, but this is one of the bears, and I'm going to use these 2 colors that I have right here to make a panda. And then I'm using this one to make a polar bear. So we're going to have 3 worked up by the end of the night. Don't know if I want to make these, like, when I send them, make them mystery. I do have to, like, take a lint roller because we have lots of extra polyfill. I need to clean that up, and then just, like, from sewing things in, because I did the sprout before I closed it up and sewed it in, a little bit of the ends. Oops, let's see if I can get it to zoom in. Right. Move my hand out of the picture. A little bit of the ends look a little funny, but I'm going to have 3 bears, and it's going to be very, very cute.
Bold eagle keychain. So that concludes this video. I would like to challenge for them to do this. I'm going to challenge Story for Me. Mariah, my friend Mariah, she has a YouTube channel and also an Instagram. I would also like to challenge Refined Vibes Lottie.
I was tagged in a challenge by Creative M Shell. I'll put her thing right here, and then I'll show the video right here, and I'll see if I can do the linky thing at the top. But I was challenged to find 5 free patterns that I haven't tried before, and tag those artists, and then tag somebody else in the challenge. So what I'm going to do is, I have a few free patterns that I've saved but never used, so I'm going to put them in a spinning wheel. I have one that I'm definitely going to do because I found it today before I was challenged, and I think it would be really good because I am working on sending stuff to a market in Ohio that Michelle is at. So I think this is all full circle, but I'll be sending my plushies to Ohio. And in my plushies and my makes, I wanted to make a little bit more keychain size. I typically have tighter tension, and so a lot of my makes end up being keychain size. So I'm just going to do a few keychain size plushies. But this challenge is perfect, so I can find a few patterns. I'm going to do a capybara. I don't know the name of the maker, but their pattern is on Ravelry. They have it, I don't believe that they might have it on their Instagram, but it's not on the Ravelry, it's on the Ribbler. But I'm going to do that as one of my freebie patterns. In this video, I'm going to do 5 free patterns, but I'm also going to highlight a couple of patterns that I recently just did on this trip because I think they're really cool patterns by really cool people. And then some of them are paid, some of them are not paid, but I still think they're really cute, so they will be highlighted. I'm going to finish all of my makes today, possibly take some clips, but I will do the debriefing tomorrow. So, as you guys know, I'm doing a market, and so right now I'm just kind of making little market makes. This one's going to be a Siamese cat, but it's in Elise Softy. I'm going to clean it up. I got a sun and earth with a little flame on the top. I think I'm going to make 2 more of these. Cat. This is going to be a panda once I get its nose. I got another Siamese. It's going to be a snow cat or like a white cat. And then black. I'm definitely going to make an orange. I don't know if I have like a good orange on my wall, but I'm going to try and at least use my scraps to like build this down. I want to make at least like 10 to 15 more keychains if I can before I send this out. So it'll be between today and tomorrow. And then, because I'm unhinged, I saw a capybara and then the pattern was hard to find. And then I made this one, and it's so big. So now I need to make a capybara that is tiny, so I have a bunch of tiny capybaras. So I'm working on that. I'm trying to find one that's like 9 rounds, because like these ones are like, well, not that one. These ones are like 9 rounds, so like really small and really quick to work up. I want capybaras that are about that size to go with this one. I like this one a lot, and it's made with a big yarn, so it works up really big. But I don't know if I want to sell this one or if I want to keep it for myself. I know I can always make another one, but he's really cute, and I think it would work really good on the table. It actually comes with a bunny hat, an orange strawberry hat, and like a couple other hat accessories. I didn't make them right now because I'm trying to focus on getting other things done, but I'm going to try and make some accessories for it if I go and send it off. And then I will add everything that I don't have to my inventory tomorrow, make sure the rest of the stuff is tagged because I've already tagged so many of them already. And then I think I'll go over at least my new stock and some of the other stuff that I'm sending. And then we'll see how the market goes. I just wanted to check in, update. I think I've shown you guys this capybara. I am going to leave this with this so that tomorrow I can make an orange. I want to make one of these, and I'm going to put a magnet in the head at the top. And then I'm going to make a bunch of different fruit that like magnetize to the top of it because I think that would be really cute. So I am making another one of these. I thought I wasn't, but I am. And because I am planning on making a more complicated version, I'm going to send this out to the market, and then I'm going to keep the other one. And I only have this much orange, but it'll be really good. It'll be easy for me to take this and make an orange with it, and then make 2, and then add the little details with the green yarn and things like that to make it an orange. So I don't know if I've talked about this already, but I wanted a smaller capybara pattern because I am doing the market prepping. And so I was searching. Also, look how cute these tags are. Oop, oop. They're so cute. Anyway, I was prepping and I found, the Loopy Scientist found a couple of patterns, and she found this one. Mitzi found this one, and it's a good pattern. It's kind of big. I wanted one that was keychain size, and Mitzi found this other pattern by Crafty Frog or Crafter Frog. I'll put it on the screen. And you see how cute it is, but when you actually do the pattern, you have to sew on all the parts. So I found a way that you don't have to sew on any of the parts. Just do the bobbles, and it's very small, so then it can go on a keychain, little keychain pieces, and then I put my tag on the keychain, so then when they get the plushie, they can rip it off. But that being said, I made that one, and then I was working with it, and I gave the modification to the Chaos Collective, my friends, and Shauna, with her brilliant mind, figured out a way to give them fruit on the top of the head. And so then, after that, we decided that it would be kind of cool. Well, it was kind of, we all were talking about, oh, the fruit on the head, but I've been into this idea of mystery things. I don't think I'll be able to do mystery for this market, but I was like, because it's summer, why not have fruit? So like I was like, you could have an orange or an apple, and because they're so small, you can joke like you have a blueberry, and I have purple, so I'm going to do grape. So I'm going to do 2 blueberry, 2 orange, 2 grape, 2 lime, 2 lemon, 1, yeah, and then 2 apple. And I'm just going to have like enough little capybaras, and then 1 with a green sprout, or 2 with the green sprout on the top. Debating changing the ones I already have to a green sprout, but I believe because I'm shipping these out on Monday, I'll go through the inventory that I feel comfortable sharing with you guys and the patterns, because I was tagged in a challenge, and then I'll walk you through what those look like. I might, because I'm going to probably clean this up because I just warmed up my blanket and it's nice and comfy. So because I'm probably going to clean this up, I am going to probably update you tomorrow and then walk you through the free patterns I'm using and a little bit more of that because I made like a Siamese cat. I do need to cut out more tags if I want to keep going. So I'll probably use my Cricut and cut out some more cat tags. I don't know if you can see it, but they're kind of like shiny on a nice cardstock. Basically, what we're doing is we're sending them with our tags on them, if you can. Some people don't have that ability, but because I have so much cardstock and I have a printer, I just went ahead and printed mine and cut it on the Cricut. And I printed these little tags and they're pre-cut for the holes. And then, oh, there's another one. There's a squid. I liked this pattern. However, the body worked up in 10 minutes. It was easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl. But then after I did the rim and this piece up here, I was like, okay, cool. And then I did the tentacles. And that took an extra like 15 to 20. And for something this small, it just doesn't feel worth it. And I think I did mess up on some of it because I was distracted and talking to my friend Maddie. I wanted to make more bats of their pattern. This is their pattern. But I have to mark this and get it tagged and everything. And I have a secondary one and I'm probably going to make another one of those. But as I tomorrow afternoon, I have a lot more time. So any small thing I can market prep, I'm kind of going to do it. But yeah, I have a whole lot of just smaller items in here. This is my own pattern, but I made this like years ago. Not years ago. That's an exaggeration. Oh my gosh. I am going to go to bed, and then tomorrow I'm going to work on more capybaras. This pattern takes me, because I'm used to it now, it takes me about, I want to say 15 minutes, even with the orange on the top of the head. It does take me an extra 5 to embroider, but sometimes it's just me being picky on where my embroidery is and everything. But overall, this is a really quick pattern, and it's cute for keychains. They work up pretty quick. And if I'll put this pattern up, it's not a free pattern. It is $6, but the pictures, everything is written for it like incredibly. So all of the patterns and everything will be in the description of this video. But this is just a little insight into the inventory that I'll probably walk through tomorrow, and you'll see a little bit more of that. So because I want to do a quick inventory video tomorrow, I might not be able to get everything done, but we'll look at what we got to do and do a quick walkthrough, and then we'll drop this box off before I get my hair done. And then I am debating because it's been very exciting doing this market prep, I'm debating if I keep market prepping and just see what it means at the end of the month. And if I like all the stock I have at the end of the month, do I find a storefront or start selling my plushies online, or like what does that look like? And I don't necessarily want to have a bunch of big things that are the same, but I do want to make more of these because I have so many on my wall. And I have enough yarn to make a couple more of these. And I think they're just really cute. And having like an interchangeable fruit on the head would be so cute. And then I can learn how to do the embroidery a little bit better. But it is all no-sew. So like you do the head and then you build up the body. But I recommend this pattern. I know it's $6, which is expensive to people. Also, I didn't buy it on Etsy. I am no longer shopping on Etsy. I do not support Etsy. I never had a storefront on Etsy, but I do not support anything to do with the dehumanization of people. and I am trying to support artists, but only from sites that aren't associated with that. So like buying from people's Ko-fi or your own website. So I've been trying to find other avenues. Ignore that. That's boxes that need to go. It's all crazy. But I'm up way past my bedtime. I need to be up in probably 3 hours. It is 12:28 a.m. Monday, July 14th. I just finished up some extra inventory because I couldn't send anything out yesterday. There's construction in front of our post office, so I couldn't get that done. Anyway, I was tagged in a challenge and I wanted to put the patterns on the screen. I don't know them off the top of my head, but I am just going to talk about them real quick because I do need to pack this box up and weigh it and get it ready for shipping so that I can drop it off on my way to get my braids back in because your girl does not like doing her hair every day. Anyway, this is a challenge I was tagged in by Michelle. I probably already added that in here, but I've been market prepping because I'm sending plushies to a market that Michelle is vending at. So I'm going to walk through some of these, mention them, and if I know the creator off the top of my head, I will say it. If I don't know the creator, I will make sure that they're tagged. So I'm going to start with patterns that I wrote first because it's a little bit easier. All right. So first I have one Willis the Eagle. He's going to be like $8. He's kind of tiny. He's really cute, but I have a bunch of him laying around, and I just figured this one I could let go of. I think I put 2 in the box, but this is the little guy. Again, the prices are going to change because they're all going to be equalized between the people in the event so that it's equal all around the board, all of that stuff. This is my pattern for Bubbles. I wrote this like 6 months ago. Yes, I do know it looks like an octopus. It also looks like All From Jade's octopus. It is not All From Jade's octopus. I even reached out to All From Jade and I found her pattern for her octopus after I finished writing this one. I talked to them. Great person. This is just something I came up with when I was coming up with waffles. So, Bubbles is there. This is a paid pattern from my friend Maddie at the Flying Fox Crochet. I'll tag them. They have a YouTube and a Twitch and an Instagram. So all of those will be linked. I'll probably link their link tree right here. Amazing person. One of my closest friends in the crochet community. Love co-working with them. I need to make a Bert the Frog, but I did not have time before sending this package, so I'll probably make it sometime this week. But Flying Fox Crochet, very quick. I love it. I made a few others, but I didn't get a chance to sew the wings on, so it's not going in this box. But I will be donating some plushies to a local nonprofit, and I'm working on doing some type of fundraiser for that nonprofit. That being said, that'll change this a little bit. Anyway, speaking of Maddie, we were body doubling, and I was making keychains, and I made a little planet. And then they suggested that I put a little flame on the top of the planet, which in these current circumstances just feels perfect. So this is almost like your emotional support dumpster fire. It's your emotional support earth. And it's a little bit on fire because, yeah. But it's still cute. The pattern designer will be here. This is the same pattern designer for this. They're a pretty big account. I just don't remember the name. And this is the first free pattern for the free pattern challenge. I was tagged in by Michelle. Handle is at Creative Michelle. I'll put it on the screen. I'll link her YouTube, and I'll also put, I don't know if I can link her YouTube video at the top corner, but I will try and do that. All right. So then, as for another free pattern that I started doing, I didn't finish all of them, so I only have, I think I have 6 of these, but I figured cats are popular. I don't love the cat patterns that they have out there. I thought I had more cats than this. I thought I had more completed cats than this. I'll probably have to look somewhere else. All right, so I have I definitely have more cats than this. I have 2 Siamese cats. I have 1 Derpy. I have a black cat. I also have a white one, but I didn't finish it. Hopefully, maybe I'll finish it tonight. I have this speckled cat. I thought this one was really cute. And I will link the pattern here. It is a very quick make, probably 15 minutes. I modded a lot of these. You're going to come to the conclusion that I like modding patterns. So I modded the pattern because I didn't want to have to like surface crochet the tail. So I started crocheting the tail in the rounds. But that being said, I have a couple that I never got to finish because I need to add the tail and I need to add the ears. And then some of the face detailing. So I might work on those while I'm getting my hair done. And then drop this box off afterwards. Anyway, the next thing I did was the Lacromi frog. I do not love this one. I think it's mostly because of my tension. It is so short that it kind of just looks like I missed a round. But I'm 100% sure it's just because my tension is so tight that most people's comes out just like a little bit longer. This is probably my 4th free pattern. It's a capybara. I was trying to make a mini capybara that I could put on a keychain. This one ended up being pretty big. It was easy to work up. I will say that the way the feet are on this round made them staggered like this. And it's not just tension. It's the fact that you crochet 1 foot at the beginning of the round and 1 at the end. And knowing how rounds work, 1 foot always ends up above the other. So I modded the pattern for the last one. I didn't want to really make another one or backtrack on this. So I just kept going. But for this one, I added a bobble to the round before, and then I put one on the round it was supposed to be on. And then it came out where the feet are even. So in this pattern, I would mod it to where the feet work up. I did more than 4, but this one is a squid from All From Jade. It is a good pattern. The body works up very quickly. Even the surface crochet of this outside rim works up quickly. And even this right here works up pretty quickly. However, the tentacles, I think I messed them up a little bit, but they take forever. It took me 30 minutes. And I don't think I could actually ever charge for the amount of time this took with it being so small. But it's a good pattern. It just took me a long time, and I wouldn't say it's like a keychain market prep friendly kind of pattern. I have 2 special guests here because they are not free. Just like a couple of the other ones I already talked about. These are not free patterns, but they're from my friends. And one is a pattern test and one is from their Patreon. And both of them are really good patterns. I made this one a while ago. It's a whale. And I have other whales. I have bigger ones, but I made this one in Toucan Fine. Do not recommend Toucan Fine. I hate it. So, I don't like the yarn. It's rough on my hands. Not my favorite. Anyway, I made a tiny blue one, and it's just really cute. So this one is going to end up as a keychain because it's already on a chain. And then the Patreon patterns that I did, I modded this one to be a panda. And then I have the original OG pattern, which is a bear sprout. And both of them are really cute, but they are sprouts. And super cute, super quick to work up. This one took me longer just because I was thinking about the color changes a little bit more. But very cute. I love it. And then this one. My friend this is from the Squishy Witch. I will add their handles here, the picture of the pattern, and then I will also link where I get these from. Joining their Patreon is very cheap. You can get the patterns from their Patreon. And I believe, since they've moved off of Etsy, this pattern will start to be on their either Ravelry or their Ko-fi. And it will be a cheap pattern, but these are really quick market mix. Alright, we're getting to the end of the pile. We have a crochet along in our Chaos Collective, and the things for the crochet along is a popsicle. So I went ahead and made this popsicle, and I added it This took me about 10-15 minutes, only because I was second guessing things. A lot of these take a lot less time. I just easily distracted. So max 10-15 minutes. Really cute pattern. The popsicle stick kills me, but I love it. I already spoiled it. I found a pattern because I wanted to make a capybara. And then I found a pattern that wasn't small, but it was very cute. And I have lots of Parfait XL because I'm a masochist and thought I would be making a giant appa. But I didn't want to make it in small yarn. But I have a different project that I'm going to make appa with, and I'm going to use it in small yarn because I'm a masochist. And that project will be probably a series on here, but I'll go into details later. This is my capybara. I made it. I love it. And we initially had found a tiny capybara pattern by Crafter Frog. They have a Ribbler and they have a YouTube video. I will link it here. I will give all the credit. This is their pattern. However, their pattern requires that you sew on the ears and all 4 legs. So 6 parts, and it's only 9 rounds. It's like a very small make. So I took some time and I modified it, and I got this capybara that is very small keychain make. It's about 10 rounds and it takes about, I would say, 15 minutes to make. Stuffing, eyes, embroidery. I just did embroidery because it was just easier and I didn't feel like putting in eyes and all of that stuff. But I embroidered the nose and I embroidered the eyes. And I went ahead and did these. So I made 2 of these, just making sure that they worked up right. Then I sent it to the Chaos Collective and Shauna, the Squishy Witch, who wrote the bear pattern here. She had the great idea of adding like the little fruit that capybaras typically are pictured with, like the orange on the top of the head. And we did the little orange on the top. So I made 2 oranges. And then we were thinking about mystery keychains. I didn't have the time to do the mystery, but I made 2 oranges. 2 apples, and then we have 2 blueberries. I wanted to make more, but again, time. So basically those are my market makes. I know that was really rushed and I'm like, but I also am on a timeline because I need to go to sleep so that in the morning I can comb out my hair and then I can put all these in the box and ship it out in the morning. So that is the final for all my plushies that I'm just emotionally attached to and haven't released. I did want to make a point that this is finally in the hands of some of my pre-testers, not all of them, but this is Tao, the Black Panther. He has evolved a lot, but this is my favorite rendition. I love his little ears and his eyes. And on top of the tiger, we're going to have a lion and a tiger. On top of the panther, we're going to have a lion and tiger. But that being said, look out for tester call for this guy soon. We are finally getting through the body and understanding that. I finally have testers who have finished some parts of it and are sewing them together, and they're like getting there and doing a lot of it. So it'll be quite nice to see all of them come together. But I really wanted to put some in there. I have a cute little lion. I don't know if I have the box out so I can do that. But because I'm kind of like in a rush and because I haven't released this pattern yet, I don't want to put this one in the box because 1, it's cute and I don't want to get rid of it. And 2, I need to take pattern pictures, whether it's like taking a picture from the side or things like that. So whether it's the feet or how everything closes up at the bottom, all of that good stuff. But it is 2 pieces crocheted together. The body is done. The body is crocheted from the legs up, and then you sew on the head. So the only things sewn on are the head and the ears. But it is very panther-like, and it is very cute, and it's one of my favorites. Anyway, I think that was it. I'm going to clean up my space and get ready for bed. And the next time you see me, I'll have a different set of braids. And I'll have a better outro. And I know I just said that I was turning off the camera. I lied. I think for this week, I might do some keychains and market prep because I still have a lot of keychains. Even if I don't sell out of my keychains or anything at this market, what I will do is I will take those, donate some of them, and then probably try and earn some money on them, and then donate them to a local charity, because in these times I need to feel like I have some control, and I'm like I'm helping my communities that I live around. I can put money and time and effort into things that I really believe in and I want to help. And it gives me a little bit more of a sense of control when everything feels so out of control. I don't want to spend too much of my channel talking about everything that's going on, mostly because I'm living in it. I'm very vocal about how I stand, but I do want this to be the place where I can escape from it. The last few months have been hard, but this has been my therapy, my way of unplugging, and in ways keeping me calm and balanced while everything else is not calm and balanced. So I don't want people to come in here and then like hear me on rants and tirades. That's for private conversations. But I do want to be very intentional with like where my plushies are going, who I'm platforming, and like how I'm interacting with the world around me, because there's already so much just madness and hate and everything in this world, and I don't want to contribute to it. And the only thing I can control is me volunteering, me giving my time, giving my money, giving my plushies, doing the things that I can within my micro community and my macro community, giving locally, everything that can give me a sense of control that I can actually control. And so I'm excited about this market because it's giving me the sense of control of I'm decluttering. I'm probably going to make at least a little bit of money, and then I can donate that. I can work towards a certain goal, and I can just keep my mind busy. And then the safety eyes are going to be a huge thing for me next week. So I'm planning on going live. I'm planning on doing a couple other things, but I did want to preface that I was going to do the outro later, but you know, it's already almost 1 o'clock. So, cause with everything that's going on, I can only do what I can do. I can only control what I can control. So anyway, that is it. To catch up on why I've been gone. And I think that'll give me enough time to like breathe and put videos together and kind of like really digest what I'm working on. But I am back. I am holding myself accountable. I'm taking some friends with me. Shauna, if you're watching this, we need you to make some videos. I need more videos because I need to watch my friends. I have a lot of friends, and that has been one of the things pulling me through this last few months. My friends are the best. Anyway, maybe I can convince Desiree or even Claire to start doing videos. We'll see. This will probably be the last part of my video. I'm not going to do one in the morning because it's so late now. Maybe a video in the morning is going to be more of working through, talking about everything. I don't know. But thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good one. Like, comment, and subscribe, as the YouTubers say. If life doesn't kick my ass again, I will be more consistent. So I appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.